Oh hey! It has been so long since I've gotten to sit down with you guys, so I'm very, very excited for this. In true Grace fashion, I have not gotten my questions, so I'm quickly finding them from my story I did the other day, and then we're gonna get started. We also have our fun little drink now that my Dr. Hydrate is finished. Yummy. Yum. We're gonna rapid fire a few quick answers, and then we'll get into like the depthy questions at the end. My birthday is the 23rd January 2004, which makes me an Aquarius. I have 4 siblings and I am the only girl. When people find that out, they're usually like, oh my god, poor you. I actually love it. I love having brothers so much. I am the middle child, but also kind of the eldest child. My eldest brothers are my half brothers technically. We have the same dad, different mums. However, they are like my full blood. Like, you would never know. So many of my older brother's friends actually didn't know that we were only half siblings until he got married last year, which is pretty cool. It's like my best friend in the whole entire world. I love him with my whole heart. And then I have 2 little brothers who I share the same mum and dad to. My first job, really rogue, I worked at a children's like beauty spa birthday place. My dream job as a kid was to be a teacher. That's what I've wanted to do my whole entire life. My death row like final meal would be hot chips with good seasoning. Like, I love me some hot chips with some good seasoning. And ribs, specifically my dad's ribs. They're so yummy. He makes the best ribs ever. They're so yummy. With a freezing cold, crispy glass of Coke. Full sugar only. No 0 sugar diet, whatever. Like full sugar, full fat. Like, give me that. Alright, let's dive into now the proper questions. Everyone wants to know what my job is. I work at a before and after school care as now an educational leader. I started at my job just as an educator, and then I took a leadership role about a year ago now. Pretty much it's just like before and after school care, which is why I do split shifts and have like the middle of the day off, because I work 2 hours in the morning, have the day and come back for 3 hours. As ed leader, I do all of like the programming and planning and stuff like that. So all of our school holidays are really, really busy, stressful times for me, and like leading up to that, buying all the resources, planning, thinking of themed days, that sort of stuff. Okay, everyone wants to know what my dream career is. Still to be a teacher. So the same thing I wanted when I was a little kid is still the same now. I really, really, really want to be a teacher. I can't see myself doing any other job in the entire world, unfortunately for me, because I really, really don't want to do the uni degree that it takes to be a teacher. Speaking of uni, everyone has asked me if I'm at uni, if I'm studying, what that looks like. Let me tell you, me and studying don't have a good rap. Fun fact, I never actually finished high school. I dropped out twice, and I still never finished. I found high school really, really hard. I struggled a lot with mental health. I used to get bullied pretty badly in high school as well. It was just really not a fun time for me, and I am so lucky. I have amazing parents that let me leave school when it was all too much. Everyone kind of told them that I would amount to nothing. However, they knew that I would not survive if I stayed in school. So they said earning or learning and you can leave, and that's what I did. I've worked pretty much since like the day I could. And yeah, I just earned money, ran my own business for a little time there. I've done a lot of random jobs, and then I just like decided one day that I would go and be a teacher aide, because it was like the closest I could get to a classroom without having to be a teacher. So I did my Cert 4 for teacher aiding, and specialised in like children with additional needs and stuff, which was so much fun. I did 2 years. I did my prac at my primary school, which was so special. And then I was like, I need to be a teacher. It's not enough. Like, I want them to be mine. And I got told that my Cert 4 would get me straight into the degree. By the time I was done the cert, I then needed to sit in English. By the time I was done the cert, I then had to sit a science bridging subject. By the time I'd enrolled in that, the requirements had changed again. I had to do math, wait 6 months because I couldn't enroll. Did the math. By the time that was done 6 months later, couldn't enroll because it was too late. The results didn't come in time. And then when the results finally came in, I paid the due fees, went to apply. Apparently English no longer counted as a requirement from the cert I did. So I have given up on uni for the last year. That was a year ago when I had that phone call with them, and they were like, no, you're not eligible. And I was like, cool, I'm not going to be a teacher then. I have since gotten over that hurdle and stopped having a sook. And I applied for uni and I got in. So, in a month's time, I'm going to be in university for the next 4 years. And that makes me actually want to cry. I don't know if I can do it. The degree is going to suck, but I want to be a teacher. There is no other job I can ever see myself doing. So, I'm going to suck it up because I want to be a teacher one day. And that's what I've got to do. The next one is, when did you move out of home? I moved out of home back and forth a couple of times. I don't remember how old I was. My ex-boyfriend, I moved in with him and his family pretty much. I still had a bedroom at my mum's house, but I was pretty much living there for a while. And then when we broke up, I moved back into mum's house, except my little brothers were sharing a room at like 13 and 12, and it was a bit much. And my friend at the time needed a housemate, and I was like, cool, sounds good. So I officially moved out. I packed up everything, moved in with her. I lived there, I think, for 4 months, and then I ended up moving into Jake's house. We have like a little downstairs, and his mum's upstairs. Not for long. A lot of you have also asked where we're moving. I'm not going to say exactly where yet because I know there are people that watch these, I'm pretty positive, from school, and that's not something I'm sharing just yet, but you could definitely connect the dots and get a pretty good idea at where our new house is. We are very, 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 very excited, and the countdown is on. How did Jake and I meet? Well, that one's a really long-winded story. I wonder if I can find a little throwback photo for you guys. Fun fact, Jake was actually my first ever boyfriend. We dated when we were 14 and not for long. This is baby us. Look how cute. Jake's hair was horrendous, if you want to know, back then, but let's just say the look and love in that boy's face has not changed at all. Yeah, we were quite young. It was a young relationship. We weren't together for long. I broke up with him and we went about our lives. He actually ended up coming into my friend group a few years ago. We both had partners. He was in our friendship group for a really long time. Cut to last year, I was single. Jake was also single, and next minute here we are. I swore to be single for a very, very long time, and I never, ever, ever thought that Jake and I were going to end up together, but he is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and honestly blows my mind that he was right there all along. It's pretty crazy and very like full circle, small world moment, but I am very, 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 very grateful to be loved by him. With that, people have also asked how long Jake and I have been together for. Not even a year. It honestly blows my mind how quickly and how slowly our time together has gone. When we move into our house, it'll be our year a few weeks after that. But yeah. Someone said, how did you become an influencer? I really, really hate that word. I do not think that is me at all. Honestly, there was no really like time I started sharing my life online. I have filmed myself my whole life. I had my first YouTube channel when I was, I think, 8 years old. With a family friend, and we used to do all of these like challenge videos. And then when we got older and it was kind of embarrassing for him because he was going to high school, I then roped in another friend, and her and I had an account as well and a YouTube channel that we used to post on. And then I had my own YouTube channel, and a lot of those videos are still up on this exact channel to the day. I have privated a lot of them though, because a lot of them are really like too embarrassing to see the internet. Some of them are like, whatever. Yeah, I don't really know. There's never really been a time. It's kind of just like always been something I've done my whole life. Even like as a little kid, I used to video myself. It's just like fun for me and kind of an outlet, I guess. I love to yap. I don't know, I just get so much enjoyment out of it and it's fun. Before this TikTok account I have now, I used to have an old TikTok account and it got taken down at like 10,000 followers. My old TikTok was a little bit of a different sort of like niche. I used to have a pink chimney, if any of you were there for that era, and it was very much camping and that sort of lifestyle, as well as teacher aiding. I shared a lot on there. One day I posted a camping vlog and it had a campfire in it and it got taken down for dangerous activity on TikTok and I could not dispute it and my whole account just disappeared. That was really, really hard for me. I worked really hard to get there and I had a lot of opportunities and really cool things with that TikTok account and everything, and it was just really sad to have that all taken away for something so silly because I know the things that people post online and I posted a campfire, like, come on. But yeah, that got taken down and I could never use that email or phone number for a TikTok account ever again, which is just absurd. I emailed so many people and tried to get it back and I just couldn't, and I gave up for like, probably like 4 months, and I was like, nah, I'm not posting anymore. Like, I never did it for any reason other than enjoyment, but when it got stripped away, I was like, what the heck? And then I finally just went, no, I love it, so I'm just going to do it because I love it, and made my new account, which is the one that you probably all follow me from. A lot of you have been asking me about running and my injury and if I'm running and whatnot. I'm not at the moment. After the 10Ks for the bridge, I was really good. I was loving it. I did 3Ks for 30 days, if you guys remember, on TikTok, and I think by day 10, I had to stop. My shin got so painful. Not really exactly sure if it was shin splints or my tib fib. I went to a physio, did a bunch of exercises, whatever. But having to go back to zero really humbled me, and I don't like not being good at something. And that was kind of the downfall of running for me. I don't like when things aren't easy, and I already find it hard to be motivated and stuff like that with the way my brain works. So running's kind of been on the back burner, which I do also hate because I do love it, like, simultaneously. The other day I had the worst day ever and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I need to cry, but it won't come out. Like, what do I do? And I went for a run in the rain and it was the best thing ever. So it's kind of
filling in. It is time for this.
I think I'm also like learning a lot more about the way my brain works, and I don't do well with pressure on something like that. And so having a race with a timeline to have something by is really good for some people, and I've learned it's not really good for me. So having the pressure taken away has been better because I can just run when I want to, not because I have to, which is nice for me, and like taking away the expectations for myself. Have I always been so open to sharing my life on social media? Pretty much, yeah. Probably comes down to the fact I am a chronic oversharer. Always have been. Probably always will be. I just love to yap, honestly. I'm definitely a lot more mindful of the things I say and do and whatever now, but I do also really like to be as honest as I can without it affecting somebody else's life. I just feel like social media is a very pretty curated, like, picture perfect thing, and I myself struggle with that, and I just want to be my real self to show people that we all struggle with things, we all have our own shit going on, we can't all be this perfect person, you know? Like, I just want to be that real side of like, oh, okay, she's real life, and maybe that's not someone's real life, but I know it is somebody else's, and so I just want to share that. I don't know. I think it also comes down to being a people pleaser and like wanting to help fix people. Wanting to help fix people have definitely gotten me in trouble a lot in my life, but I also think it's one of my most beautiful traits at the same time, and if I can share my experiences and be honest, I feel like it can help someone else, and that to me is enough of a reason. How do I motivate myself to stay active? I don't I haven't yet worked that one out on how my brain works with motivation. I'm working on that one in therapy, so I'll get back to you when I know what motivates me. I don't know. I think having something that I like and I feel somewhat good at is very helpful. I've just started swimming and I'm really, really, really loving it. I think that also comes down to the fact that I think I am half decent at it. Whereas running, like, I know I'm not that good at it. Swimming though, I feel like I'm not too bad. I'm definitely no pro. Not saying I'm better than average, but like, I feel like I'm average. Whereas as a runner, I'm below average and I don't like not being good at something, which I know is not a very good personality trait or mindset to have, but it is. That's like the honest truth. Having something that I feel not too bad at is really helpful with the motivation there. How do I stay kind to myself when I'm having a bad day? Look, we're also working on that one too. Some days it is easier than others. Some days it feels impossible. I am so blessed with the support system I have around me, and I'm very, very lucky with Jake. He knows my brain honestly better than I do, and he is the biggest help in bad days sometimes when I'm having them. So I'm very, very grateful for him. I honestly think also getting a diagnosis has been really helpful, because when I'm having a really bad day, I used to kick myself and be like, why are you like this? And now I can be like, it's okay. Your brain works differently. It's normal, this, that, and the other, and like kind of give myself some grace, which is really helpful. So many questions about my diagnosis, ADHD, autism, struggles, weaknesses, coping mechanisms, the whole like diagnosis process. I don't have time to answer. So I might do another like in-depth diagnosis Q&A. So I'm going to skip most of those questions now. The next one is the biggest lesson I have learned this year so far. I'm going to do in the last year, so from like June 2025 to now. Honestly, so many things. The last year of my life has been the most I have ever grown, I think, as a person. Probably the main one that like sticks out to me and is so important is just be you, and that is enough. The right people will never, ever, ever, ever think that you are too much. You will never feel like too much around the right people. You will never feel unlovable around the right people, and just like choosing your circle wisely. Like, we get autonomy over who we be friends with, who we let love us. We should let it matter more than it does. I also think something that I really learned this year is you can always start over. Like, you can always start again. It's your life. If you hate your job, you hate your partner, you hate where you live, you hate your hobby, like, you can change it. You can change literally anything about your life if you want to. Just do it. It's terrifying, but you can do it. The scariness that comes with change is not worth the shit feelings of staying where you are and being unhappy in your decisions in life. Anyway, there's a lot of wise words I could give. Last year for my 21st, I did 21 lessons I learned by 21, and honestly, that was crazy. And I thought I learned a lot then, and then I turned 21 and had the best and worst year of my life last year. That girl had no idea what she was in for. But there are so many more lessons that I could give. I just love like quotes and inspirational speaking and stuff like that. There are so many more things I could just blab about, but I think they're like the number ones. Just be you. That will always be enough. Alright, I think that's it. We're just gonna wrap it up here because I do have to go to work. There are quite a few questions I really want to answer about my diagnosis and everything, but there are so many that I think I'm going to do a separate video on that because I don't have time right now, and I really want to give them the time of day that they deserve. And I know there is a lot to yap about in that sector, and I want to be able to yap as long as I need to. So bye for now. I will see you soon. I promise I'm going to get back into my vlog grind. I love it, so I need to get back into it. That is what I will do. But until then, I love you all very much. Goodbye, and I'll see you soon.